We are working on a Ford Mondeo MK5. Today, I will show you how to replace the rear brake pads. I place wheel chocks under the wheels to prevent the car from rolling. Because this car is equipped with an electronic parking brake, we will need to use a diagnostic tool to connect to the vehicle. In this case, I will be using FORScan. Next, I get into the car, switch the ignition on, press the brake pedal, and release the electronic parking brake. Once released, you will feel the car rest against the wheel chocks. As an additional safety measure, I also put the car into first gear, since this is a manual transmission. Then, I connect the computer to the vehicle. In the software, I go to the left-hand menu and select Service Functions. From the list, I choose the ABS module. Inside ABS, I select the option Enter Electric Parking Brake Maintenance Mode and start the service procedure. A message will appear. It is important to read it carefully and follow the instructions. If everything is correct, press OK and the procedure will begin. You will notice additional warning lights on the dashboard, and you will also hear the parking brake being released. Wait until the sound stops, then return to the cabin. The warning lights will still be visible on the dashboard. Turn off the ignition, and in the FORScan program, confirm by pressing OK. Now it's time to move on to removing the wheel. First, I loosen the wheel bolts, then lift the car, specifically the rear side where I will be working. Of course, I make sure the vehicle is properly secured. Then I fully remove the wheel. Now we have access to the brake pads. We can visually inspect them from both sides to check their condition. Here, we also have a retaining spring that helps keep the brake caliper in place. The caliper itself is mounted with 2 bolts at the back. First, I remove the retaining spring. It's clipped in, so it can simply be pulled out. Next, I locate the 2 caliper bolts at the back. They are positioned inside the caliper slide pin boots and protected by plastic caps. I remove both plastic caps to gain access to the bolts. Then I use a 7mm Allen key to loosen the bolts. Once loosened, I remove the bolt completely, gently prying it out if necessary. After removing it, you can see it is dirty. We will clean it later. I repeat the same process with the second bolt. Now the caliper becomes loose. I gently pry it from both sides with a screwdriver until it comes free and can be removed. With the caliper removed, we can see the inner brake pad. Sometimes it needs a bit of prying as it may be stuck due to rust. On the other side, we also have the outer brake pad. The brake pads have now been removed. Before installing new ones, let's take a look at how the pads move and where they make contact. This is important because we need to thoroughly clean those contact surfaces. To do this properly, I recommend removing the caliper bracket. To remove it, we need to unscrew 2 bolts at the back using a 15mm socket. With the bracket removed, we can clearly see the contact surfaces. They are rusty and covered with brake dust. These surfaces must be cleaned so that the pads can move freely. For cleaning, I use a wire brush. If there is heavier rust, I may also use a file, but in most cases, a wire brush is sufficient. Once the bracket is clean, I move on to preparing the brake caliper. For this, I use a proper tool to push the piston back into the caliper. As you can see, I position the tool correctly and start turning it. The piston retracts into the caliper, which will allow us to install the new brake pads. Now that we have the brake caliper removed, we first make sure that the piston seal is not damaged in any way. We also want to clean the caliper, so I use a wire brush to remove rust dust and any dirt buildup. After cleaning, we can reinstall the caliper bracket. It is mounted with 2 bolts, so make sure they are installed correctly. It is recommended to apply a small amount of medium-strength blue thread locker to the mounting bolts to ensure they stay secure and do not come loose. The same principle applies to all mounting bolts. Now we move on to the caliper itself. The rubber guide pin boots may be dirty inside, so we clean them as thoroughly as possible. We also clean the guide pins using appropriate cleaning agents, a wire brush, or sandpaper if necessary. Once cleaned, we apply a suitable grease that is safe for rubber components. This is important to avoid damaging the rubber while still ensuring proper lubrication and smooth movement. After applying the grease, we reinstall the guide pin into the rubber boot. We repeat the same process for the second guide pin: clean, lubricate, and reinstall. Once both guide pins are installed, we clean the threads and apply blue thread locker to both bolts. With the caliper now prepared, we set it aside and move on to installing the brake pads. The pad with the spring goes on the inner side, and the pad without the spring goes on the outer side. Next, we position the caliper and install it so that it properly aligns with the guide pins. Make sure the bolts line up correctly with the threads. Tighten the bolts using a 7mm Allen key to the correct torque. Then reinstall the plastic caps onto the rubber guide pin boots, followed by the retaining spring that stabilizes the caliper. You can lightly tap the spring to ensure it is seated properly. This is how the caliper should look when correctly installed. The brake pads are properly positioned, the bolts are tightened and secured, and everything is in place. Now it's time to reinstall the wheel. Tighten the bolts, remove the safety supports, and then torque the wheel bolts to the correct specification. After replacing the brake pads on both sides, we return to the car. On the dashboard, we will still see a message indicating that maintenance mode is active. Make sure the computer is still connected to the vehicle and the ignition is switched on. Then, in FORScan, we run the procedure. Exit electric parking brake maintenance mode. A message will appear. Confirm it. And you will hear the electric motor on the rear axle calibrating and adjusting to the new brake pads. In the diagnostic program, we will see that the service procedure has been completed successfully. At this point, we can close the program, turn off the ignition, and the job is done. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.